Hello and welcome to Art Time with Bika. Today we are going, what you need is a box, a shoe box, any Amazon box, any kind of box. It should be no smaller than this. A shoe box probably works best. This is the very smallest it should be. Um, and we're going to cover it with paper and then decorate it. And then at the end, what you're going to have is a Naw Ruz memory box. And every day, one member of the family, or all of you, or however you want to do it, should put a memory of that day into the box. And then next year at Naw Ruz, you open the box up and share all the memories. So let's get started on that. Oh, left rocking in it, or whatever that is. Okay, so we're going to do that. And let's get some tape. I've got lots of stuff that I'm going to try to put on here. Probably a little bit over ambitious. This isn't really a very big box. But I have got the tape to use to seal it all up. You want to seal it all up so it's not coming open like that. And so we're going to put tape here. And I have my tacky glue. And I also have rubber cement. I don't think we're going to use any of that stuff. And then I have ribbon. I also have all the different kinds of jewels that is in the earring making kit. Might use some of those. Hi Khalil, what are you doing? Are you getting ready for this art project? And I have some foam. Quinn, what are you putting on your box? And also have, oh, I have colored pens and crayons. Oh, here are my crayons. I use this on the camera because of course I've lost the piece to keep the camera on the tripod. So that's what this was. I don't think I'm going to use it on the box. But you know, masking tape, we'll use masking tape in a different project. So make sure your mom and dad gets it for you. Ooh, I have this fun tape. And I have this fun wrapping paper. We've got this, but you get the idea. So just anything. You can use colored sand, colored rice. You can even put just white rice on it and then color it in with a magic marker or a crayon. You can put little shells around it, little tiny rocks, different gems. So let's get started. Olivia, are you doing this project too? I think you should. Dom, go get your brothers and tell them, come on, let's get going on this project, okay? What are you going to pick up? You can decorate it with Legos. Whatever your family wants. And if you want, you should have one for the whole family that the whole family can share. But you might want to make one just for yourself and keep it in your room, and then you put little notes or drawings or pictures or cut stuff out of the catalog that just lets people remind you of how you were feeling this year. What kind of year did you have? Don't do that. That was bad. And probably shouldn't use Gorilla Tape. but I'm not looking for anything more. So we want to close that up, or else it is going to cause problems when we try to put the wrapping paper on it. You can use wrapping paper. You can just use brown shopping bag. You know those paper shopping bags? You can cover it with that. You can just cover it with craft paper, with the butcher block paper. Just something that you can draw on or color on. So you don't want to put plastic really on it, or wrapping paper that is that you can't write on or draw on, unless you're going to cover it with something else. I mean, if you're going to cover it with shells, it doesn't really matter as long as it can take the glue. So, got that far, and just go around your box. Make sure you get everything smooth and done nice. So, Asia, what are you doing? What are you coloring? What are you doing with your box? It would be really nice if one of your parents could take pictures while you're doing this project and send them to me, so that on the next video we can show everybody's box, and you can even do a little video. Try not to make the video over 5 minutes, because we have to use Dropbox to get it and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes that's frustrating, and then I never get it. So keep it like at 2 minutes, or just take pictures and we can do a slideshow. So, okay, so we got that. I'm going to call that good. And now we're going to cover it with the wrapping paper. I'm obviously going to have to do this twice because this is not a very big wrapping paper. So, okay. Okay, then. How are you doing? What are you going to do? One just for yourself too? Keep up in your room so you can keep track of what an awesome time you're having in life right now. I probably should just take that. Oh well, I gotta live and learn, huh? Oh, I could use this pretty tape now. Drakey, for your memory box, you could put some really awesome pictures. Hey, and little Dave can do that too. I mean, he can write too. But you're a really good draw. Oh, I'm not going to have to do it twice like that. Good for me. Ooh, Raven, if you do a personal private one, you could do it like a patchwork quilt and get a bunch of just different materials. See, you could probably do that like that too. Oh, any of you guys can. I should not just, do it like that. But you can design it with lots of different fabrics. Do a patchwork quilt, or maybe make it look like a doll, one of your American Girl dolls, or make it like a city. But fabric is a really good way to do this also. So I think I'm still going to use this. because I want to. Khalil, are you keeping up? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Khalil. I think Heavenly's a little bit too young for this project, don't you? You're going to have to do the work for 2 kids until Mommy gets that 3rd one. Okay. I'm going to bet that that can just stay there. Can you hear that music? I don't know if I have it up, but this is the song that the Baha'is were given when they were in the Sea of Shawl with Baha'u'llah. That was called the Black Pit. And the Black Pit was so foul. It used to be the septic system. And it was so foul. Nope. Confusing that with Arca prison. Anyways, it still was not a pleasant place. It stank. It was their septic system. And Baha'u'llah had chains. All the Baha'is were chained together. And they were chained a long line at their feet. And then they were chained around the neck. And then with their wrists. And they would, just to be able to sit up straight, they would have to hold the chains up, and they would all have to work together, or else if somebody fell over, they'd all fall. And so, whoops. So, it was really very painful. They all were very ill when they came out of there. And one day, Abdu'l-Baha went to visit his father. And the conditions were so bad that Abdu'l-Baha, and I think he was like 9 years old, fainted. And Baha'u'llah said, well, before he fainted, Baha'u'llah said, stop! Do not let him come in here. Because he didn't want his 9-year-old son seeing him in such a deplorable condition. So, does anybody remember why Baha'u'llah was put in the Sea of Shawl? Well, even though Baha'u'llah forbade any violence, cruelties were happening to the Babis. They weren't yet Baha'is, they were the Babis all over, and they were horrible cruelties. They would be cut open and candles be put in their open wounds. A lot of candles. So that it would burn, the wax would burn down into their veins. They were dragged naked throughout the town with a horse. And they'd be dragged until literally their bodies fell apart. So there's some really horrible things. Well, a couple of the Babis defied Baha'u'llah's order and tried to shoot the Shah, and that's the leader of the country. And so they, of course, the Shah didn't like that, and so he ordered Baha'u'llah and many of the people that he considered to be the leader of the Bobbies. This is after the Bob had died. To be responsible for this act. Probably more like the mullahs encouraged him to think this way. So anyhow, they were all many of them were rounded up and put in the prison. So let's listen. That is a song you can learn, and you can sing it when in times of despair, to give you courage and to praise God and call to Baha'u'llah. So before you start decorating, decide where the slot is where you're going to be putting your notes. I'm going to have mine up here, and of course I thought I had my knife and I can't find it, and so do not try to use scissors. As a matter of fact, just you use a marking pin or something and put where you want your slit, and then let an adult put the slit in for you. Make sure it's big enough to fit a note, that a note can be dropped in there. But so I'm going to have mine on top, and that gives me the whole rest of my box to decorate. So this is not really the 9-pointed star. This has 11 points, I think. I counted 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, so I'm trying to decide which two I'm going to get rid of, just not color. And so why don't you guys start deciding what you want on your box? So maybe you want, like, I don't know how, if you're each going to just do your own boxes right now, or you're going to work together, unity on doing the family box. But if you want to pause the video right now, it probably would be a good time so you can decide who gets what side and what kind of box you want. Okay? So then we'll be right back.
Stop, don't touch, run away and tell the ground that applesauce. Stop, I can't, you have to run away. You can't touch, you have to run away. You can't say, You can't go away. Hey, how? Go touch. Anyway. Don't touch. N. Stop. Don't touch. Go away. Stop. Don't touch. Run away and tell a grown up.
All right, good job. Well, welcome back. I only got one flower done while you were, or one star. I think Auntie Dee Dee would laugh at this, but I'm gonna go with it. Anyhow, so let's think of some other stuff to put on. While we were taking that break, I was thinking of more stories to tell you, and right this minute, I can't think of anything I thought of. So, let's see. Do you see one that I should use? Oh, I know. What are the things? So I use purple for this. And can anybody think why I would choose purple? Aside from it being Acia and Olivia and Raven and gosh, who else? Auntie Martha, one of their favorite. No, Auntie Martha likes red, but so I'm not sure who all likes purple, but I know that it is the color that Baha'u'llah chose. So many things associated with Baha'u'llah will be in purple. So, anywho, the great thing about doing this box is that we can take as long as we want. We can even, I mean, you can start adding letters, your notes into it before you're done. You can come back to it throughout the year and add more stuff to it. You can do anything you want because, you know, this is your box. So, I think I am going to start putting some stones on it. Can you think of, oh, I want to turn that off. Can you think of a quote that has to do with gems from the Baha'i writings? I think that a couple of you did an art project on this a couple years ago. So, it is from the writings of Baha'u'llah, and the great being saith, regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. Education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures, enable mankind to benefit therefrom. So, can you repeat it after me? The great being saith, regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. Maybe we should ask Uncle Ryan how to pronounce that word. So let's say it again. Regard man, the great being saith, regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. So, what is a mine? Can you think what a mine is? It's where they dig for gems, huh? So, if you regard man, that's each person. When they say man, it means man and woman. So we need to regard each person as if they were a mine. And that includes ourselves. And inside of every one of us are gems. What would a gem be? What kind of, do you think he's talking about real gems? I mean, he is talking about real gems, but I don't think he's talking about stone or mineral gems. I think he's talking about the gems that we keep hidden inside, but they need to come out and be polished. So that would be like, what is unique in you? All of us have something that nobody else who has ever been created has. And it's deep inside. And our job for our whole life is to find those gems and bring them out and polish them and use them for the betterment of all of mankind. So I want you to take a moment. I would like you to take a moment and think about what kind of gem might be inside of you. Is it your kindness to animals? Is it your love for your younger siblings? Is it the joy that you feel when you make somebody happy or make somebody smile? Is it just this knack you have for figuring out, solving problems, or creating something, or making music, or drawing art? And you recognize this as a gem from God, and it's valuable, and you don't ever want to do anything to risk losing that gem. Can you think how you might lose a gem after you found it? I think that's something you should discuss with the whole family. If you find a gem inside of yourself, is it always going? Will you always have access to it? Or does something happen where sometimes you don't? One would think that with having a captive audience, I would not be able to shut up. But one would think wrong if one thought that. So, hey, Khalil, I think you're the only one that's really kind of doing this project, maybe with mom or dad, but not with another sibling. So, can you hold your project up and show it to me? Come on, hold it up. Wow. Can somebody take a picture of that? I can't reach the camera. Thank you. I think it's time that everybody has, every family I'm hoping has a couple of pictures taken of this first project. And please, please, please send them to us. Either, yeah, you guys know how. I don't need to explain it to you. So how's all the other families? How are you guys doing? Let's see, Olivia, how's your project going? Well, that was wasted effort. Oh, that too. You have lots of purple on your box. What colors are you guys going with? Are you doing is anybody doing a Lego box? That'd be kind of cool to see, huh? Okay, that's enough. I didn't even think about it ahead of time, but I could have made mine look more like the Baha'i gardens. Maybe next year. So every year you should make this. When you open these boxes, maybe open from just one end so that you can read all the notes, and then you can put all the notes back in and seal the box back up. And maybe like in 10 years, every 10 years you guys open a box from the past, like a time capsule. Maybe. But anyhow, have you guys seen pictures of the Baha'i gardens in Haifa? They're really amazing. Very beautiful, very well laid out. Do you know who worked in the Baha'i gardens? It's somebody you guys all know. Betsy Jones. Todd and Betsy lived in Haifa for I think 4 or 5 years before they came to Astoria. Right before. They left Haifa and came to Astoria. So that was very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to get some of these. Come on, give it to me. Some of these purple stones. Put some more glue right there. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Well, I think this is turning out pretty nice. How's your guys' going? Is it doing pretty good? And remember, you can always make your own box, or you can start over if you're not happy with how it's turning out. The main object of this is to have fun and use your creativeness. Because it's a way using art, it's a way that the soul communicates with God. Did you know that? What could art be considered? A gem that you have buried inside of you? I think so. Yeah, I thought I'd gone a little bit crazy. Well, we all know I have, but hey, who said that? So I think I am going to take the time now, maybe finish more on it later, but I'm going to write on the front here, maybe. Naw, N, A, W, R, U, Z. And the Baha'i era year is B, E, 1, 7, 3. Can you tell me why Baha'is don't call this year 2016? Well, according to some historians and some of the calendars, it is the year 2016 means that Jesus died 2016 years ago. Or no, he was born 2016 years ago. And that is called, that's the year that we use now. I think it's called CE, like current era, or it could be AD, and that's años años D, Dominion, Años Dios, the year of our Lord. You look that up and get back to me. I don't have all the answers. Gosh. So, anyhow, so why do we call it Baha'i era 173? We started counting the Baha'i era with the year that the Bab revealed himself to Mullah Hussein in Shiraz. What year was that? Come on. You know it. It was 1844. And it was the Bab who gave us our calendar. And so, do you know how Baha'is count a day? The next day starts at sunset instead of sunrise. And actually, quite a few religions do that. That's another thing I would like you to look up and send me a note or put a note on the comment section. Put a note and say, what other religions start their day at sunset? But you know, you kind of knew this already, because when your parents fast, the fast starts at sunset, which is kind of like, what? That's when you get to eat. But that's when the prayers begin. The fast is not just about not eating. It's about becoming very conscious of our spiritual life. And so for 19 days, whether we are fasting from food or not, we say prayers and think about our spiritual life. How's my spirit doing? Is it a happy and joyful being? So one of the things that children can do is pick maybe a new prayer to get memorized during those 19 days. And so what they're sacrificing is a little bit of their time, because children are not encouraged to not eat or drink. You're not encouraged to do that until you are 15, and you must be physically healthy, must not be working at a hard labor job, because you need your water then. Mommies who are pregnant or nursing a baby cannot fast, because that's not good to jeopardize the baby or themselves. There's special prayers for women when you can't fast. It's kind of funny, but there is no special prayers for men that are like working really hard jobs, or maybe they have some condition like diabetes or something like that, or they can't fast. It's not healthy, and there's no special prayer for them. I know some of them like say their alawapas or that kind of thing, but I haven't seen anything. So, and then you can stop fasting when you're 70, because again, it's not very healthy as we get older not to drink throughout the day. So, this is what I have. Can you see it? Naw Ruz 173. And so I will put my slot in here, up here, and I'm going to have my notepad, keep it right by the box, and I'm going to write a message about what was so great about today. And the great thing about today is Bika's first art project. Woo! With the grandkids. Woo! And I'm going to put the date. I should, ooh. Hey, let's look up what the date is. I think I know it. Does anybody else think they know what it is? What is the Baha'i date for today? No, it isn't. That's very funny. Well, that's not fun. I personally think it is, if I've got the right date. It is today, right now. Okay, so I think it is 1973. You look that up and you will know what day I posted this video. So here's my note. And I'm going to fold it. Always put a date on your notes, okay? Because next year you won't even know when did that happen? What? We did what? How come I wasn't there? So put the date on the note, stick it into your box, and you will have your first day done. I love you guys so very much.